Hello, it's Ashley here, and welcome to my second knitting podcast of 2023. I can't believe it is May the 3rd as I'm filming this. I'm not quite sure when I'm going to upload it, and this is only my second knitting podcast of 2023. Oh, right. Well, I think I saw you on the 1st of February last, and I've done a bit of knitting. I don't know whether you can see the light box over there, which isn't on. It needs a new battery. I'm supposed to be doing a 10k meters yarn stash bust, and I haven't got very far, but we have got some whips. So yes, goals were to knit 10,000 meters of yarn this year, and we're 5 months into the year, and I have this whip, which is the biggest thing I've knitted, and I've got this left out of 7 balls. It is very old Rowan Angora Haze, and I don't think you can even get it anymore, but it's so soft. And I've just looked because I can't find the ball bands. I saved the ball bands somewhere so that I knew how many meters I had to account for. And so I've gone on Ravelry and found the information, and very pleased to say, because people get very funny about Angora, don't they? This is French and Chinese Angora, from French and Chinese rabbits, and it is produced humanely. It's produced using special clippers that don't harm the animal. And actually it's quite hard to get a good range of Angora colours now, I think, because people are mindful of animal welfare, aren't they? But yes, I've got that left. So out of 10,000 meters, I have knitted 892 meters on this 6.5 balls. So I've got the best part of 9,000 meters to go, with 7 months of the year to go. Ooh. Now, I have done more knitting than that, but because I'm using little bits, it's really difficult to kind of judge how much yarn I'm knitting. So I'm knitting my northeasterly, which I will show you during this podcast. I do hope you'll go and get a drink, by the way, and if you're new here, I do run a virtual coffee shop with my virtual barista Barry, and he will go and make you what you would like. But yes, let's get on to the finished objects. So I have this sweater. It is cropped, so I'm wearing it actually over a dress. I love this dress. I've had it well over 10 years. It's from a brand called Out of Exile, and it's kind of layered at the bottom. It's very, very heavy, sleeveless, but because this is quite short, a woman of a certain age, I don't want to be showing my belly. I love the detail on this. I can't find the pattern book. I've put it away somewhere, but I believe it's a Martin Story design, and I knitted this in size medium. I've got about a 38-inch bust, yes, about 37ish around there. So I went medium, but I did extend the length of this bit of pattern by 5 centimeters. It's got cables, which I don't know whether you can see, kind of like interwoven cables with a little bit of lace, and they alternate position on the sweater. It's a seamed piece. It's not knit in one piece, and I like it. I like the colour. So this yarn has been in my stash probably 10 years, and yes, I like it very much. It's very warm. I did wear it in a vlog earlier in the year, not long after I'd completed it, and yes, it is short sleeve, but it is very light to wear, but very warm, very warm. So that is a finished object. Let's just now Norwen. Okay, so Norwen from Sarah of Imagined Landscapes. Here is one Norwen. So I did her in Nora George yarns. I can't remember what the bits of this are for the ice cream. These bits are probably elderflower stitches minis. but she's quite cute. But I overstuffed her so she doesn't stand up, so she's been on the gin, yes. And I needed to use something heavier to kind of weight her at the bottom. But I did the plaits. There were options. You could braid some yarn for the plaits or do this cable, which I did. So that's version 1. And this is the bright one. So I may well give this one away at some point. But this is the one I'm keeping for me, this bright florid one. And I think this yarn is hedgehog fibres. But I love the shaping at the bottom there. That's so satisfying to do. This was a mystery knit along that was launched last year. And yeah, it was supposed to be a clue released every so often, and I didn't keep up, but I have finished it. She's got something wrong with her arms, this one, bless her. But there are my 2 Normands. I like doing little things, put them out of the way. Then a colleague is having a baby. It's her first baby, and if you don't know, I work in a school, and the department are clubbing together to buy her a little something for when she goes on maternity leave. I've already made a card and sent it to the person that's organising the collection and everything, so everybody can sign it. And I said that I'd make, if they wanted me to, I'd make a little bear. So and I've made a little box for the bear, and this is covered in Stamperia paper. This is the paper part of Paper&Twine. It's beautiful, beautiful paper, and inside here there are 2 things. There's a little bear peeking out, and there's a little book. So let's have a little look at the bear. So he's one of my little heirloom bears. He's weighted. He's very, very chunky. I should have weighed him before I came on, but he's probably 100 grams, if not more. He's got a steel shot in his belly, and I've used, I pronounce it Isager, Isager. I think they're a Scandinavian brand. The G might be silent. I don't know. Isaiah? I don't know. If you know, please correct me. I got that from Loop. And this is the second bear I've done out of 1 ball of that. And I think I might have enough to do another. Now, what makes these bears unique are their faces. So the one that I did before, he was a prize for somebody on my channel, and she wanted him to be named after Jack Frost, the fictional detective played by David Jason on TV, and he's quite a grey character, which is why I went for the grey yarn, and I gave him whiskers because he's got a moustache, the character's got a moustache. And then this yarn here is, oh, I got it from Loop, but I can't remember what it's called. And I started knitting myself a little kind of cowly, shawly neck thing with it, but I didn't like what I was doing, so I've pulled it back and I've used it on this. And I just love all the different colours in that. So he sits in his little box, like so. On the lid of the box it says, "Preserve this keepsake." And then I've made a little tiny book. This book is about 2¼ inches wide by 2¾ inches tall. And again, I've covered it front and back and inside with paper that matches the paper on the box. And then I've told a little story. So I can't draw, this is all stamping. I know you've come here for knitting. It says, "My name is Bentley, please look after me. I like marmalade on toast." This is my dad, Barker. This is my mum, Bertha. And my little sister, Belinda. I like to look out of the window and watch the sheep. Wish I'd got sheep here. I have got a very nice view out of my window though, looking at my neighbour's front garden, which is full of an array of different coloured tulips. It's marvellous. Sometimes I see a hare in the garden. I like to hear the birds, and I believe in fairies. Do you? You see a little bit of glitter on there. So that is my final finished object of this month. Well, since I last saw you, since February. So I can give that to the lady at work. So that's that. Acquisitions. Okay, I've got a couple of acquisitions. I recently went to the original Reenactors Market. It was in March. It was in just outside Coventry, and went with a friend who is a member of the Sealed Knot and was looking for something. And I was very keen to go because they have lots of fabric and haberdashery and all kinds of things. And I put a little bit of footage of that on now. So this is Rose's stall. It is amazing. Look at these gorgeous embroideries, which are available in kit form. And I might be tempted. Look at this. And some of the work that Rosie has done is on 50 count linen. I didn't even know that such a thing existed.
Going on with this stuff for the day's work. Oh! Peeling himself off. That'll keep me busy for a bit.
Beautiful. I tried to do drop spindle spinning myself once. I wasn't very successful.
Well, basically it's one big puncturing trick you have to master, and once you've got that, you just get better. A lot of the trouble people have is that the spindles are rubbish.
Right.
Big modern ones, I find far too heavy. I mean, I'm using one of Tillerman's gorgeous beads.
It's lovely. So have you been doing this for long?
About half a century. Yes.
You make it look very easy.
Well, when you've been doing it for half a century, it is pretty easy.
And what ply or weight would you say the yarn is that you're creating there?
That, I'd hazard a guess, it's about 10 worsted.
Okay.
But that's a guess.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it thinking
It looks like a lace weight to me.
Well, I mean, in terms of knitting,
yeah,
it's a single ply.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should think this is about like the stuff they spin in Ulst for the Shetland lace. It is a Shetland fleece, and it does just, it's finer than I normally experience. This is the usual. But it's because it's the Shetland and it's just drawing so beautifully.
So let's just have a little talk about what I would like to knit. So these are just some of the things that I've favorited recently. After doing my colourway cowl at Christmas, I'm kind of quite keen to do some more stranded colour work. And after watching Danish Musings, who I'll link down below, she's done a beautiful neon and neutral sweater, and I thought I'd like to do the same. This is a different one by Jennifer Steingass. Anna Asha. It's got my name in it anyway, but I don't know what it is. I'm drawn to things that have got mustard in them, so I really like that. I really like this wishbone sweater. Look at all the cables in that. I really like that. As the sun is out, it seems a bit strange to be talking about winter knitting, doesn't it? This I love. I absolutely love the shaping on this. And is this the one with the biche and bouche? Yes, this is going to be top of my queue. If I just pull back a little bit on that. I absolutely love that. And I have been quite good at not buying very much yarn this year, but I'm gonna get the yarn for this perhaps late summer, and I'm gonna do it in a nice kind of silvery grey, I think, similar to this. But isn't that beautiful? I love these Japanese designers. So those are just a couple of the things that I would like to get on my needles. So I'm obsessed with that sweater with the biche bouche yarn. I'm dreaming about it. I really want to go with that and get that sorted. But let's do whips now. So on the back of me having done that bear for the lady at work, another colleague at work wants a bear, and they've chosen this yarn themselves against my kind of advice, really. It's a Regia sock yarn. They wanted pale blues, and it's reverse stockinette. So yeah, so this is going to be a bit more of a patchwork of a bear. So this is the first side of the head and body, and I'm actually going to my yarn stitch and bitch night tonight, so I should take that with me to make some more progress with that. Shouldn't take too long, hopefully. Ages ago I started this it's using this yarn from Debbie Bliss, which is 100% silk. I've had it in my stash for ages, and I can't find where I've put the physical copy of the pattern, but I can show you a picture on Ravelry. So it's called Luminous Summer by Mini Me Knit Design. It was published March 2022, and it's quite drapey. But I don't like how it's, I don't like it. So it's knit top down, and it's got these little eyelets. So you're increasing from the neck across the yoke. I might persevere with it, and it might be better when it's blocked. It might be the yarn. There's a lot of halo to it, so yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not loving that, so that's why that is on the back burner. In the bid to knit things from my stash, it's in here. I've started knitting a sweater, a very old sweater by Patricia Roberts, and it's called Martinique, and I'm using, there's a theme with the purples going on, isn't there? I'm using I can't remember if it's cotton glacé or 4-ply cotton in this colour. I'm not sure whether I even like the colour now. Do you know, that's the thing, isn't it, with buying things. Again, it is a seamed construction, because this pattern is from the 1980s, and I don't think it was the trend to kind of knit things in one piece then, was it? Anyway, this is the welt. It's on 2mm needles, or 2 1/4, I can't remember which. So that's as far as I've got with that. Let me show you the picture. So it's quite slouchy, quite cropped. I do love it. It's very textured. So it's got lots of cables. It's like diamond patterns. And in each diamond pattern there is like a little picture. You can do it one colour or you can do it multicoloured. There's the longer multicoloured version. I did knit this many years ago in Patricia Roberts' lamb's wool. And I used to actually work for Patricia Roberts when I was a student. I worked for her for almost 2 years. I worked in the Covent Garden shop in my second year and third year, and little bits in the Knightsbridge shop. But then also after I'd graduated, I worked in her head office in South Kensington. I think it was South Kensington. I was very saddened to hear that she died. I think it was last year she died, and she wasn't very old. She was in her, I think she was about 70. So I was very sad to hear that. But yeah, a bit of nostalgia for me. Look how battered that book is. But I do like Patricia Roberts' pattern. And then I can't get it on all in shot. And I've got to be very careful that I don't drop it and drop needles. This is my northeasterly blanket. So I've been working on this for 16 months. It is mostly knit with elderflower stitches, but there's a little bit of some yarn that a friend dyed and didn't want and gave me. And this one, for example, I don't know what that is. It was in my stash. But I think what I'll do is I will lay this out on the floor so you can see how much I've done. So Blue's very excited. She's come to have a look. And I have done 2 complete lengths. It is 90 inches long. Look, there's a bit of cat carnage for you. Oh, look, and she's mussed it up. And yes, I'm on my 3rd column and I've started 7. The colours don't look very good in here. Should be in daylight really. But it's mostly elderflower stitches yarn. Boop. And yes, I'm introducing more colours as I go because obviously I'm running out of my original yarn advent. So there she is, filming in the hall. Didn't do her justice really. I love the colours in her. I don't know how on earth I'm going to block it, but yes. So I think it's going to be a little bit of a while before I come back with another woolly pod. I hope you've enjoyed this knitting podcast. I am in a couple of months' time having a craft room refurb. I'll give you just a little hint of the vibe that's going to be going on in here. I'm just deciding final colours for the walls. Yes, but it's going to be a massive upheaval in here. But I need to go and get something to drink because I've talked at you for so long. Do comment down below. Do comment down below what you're knitting and who your favourite designers are, what your favourite yarn is, and I'll see you again in the coffee shop with some drivel very soon. Bye now.